Amigos, ¿cómo están? Bienvenidos. Tenemos el close-up a la película Espiral. Así es, lo habían escuchado rumorar. Es cierto, es parte de la saga de Saw, el juego del miedo. Llega con esta nueva entrega, la número 9, si no mal recuerdo. Y ahora veremos esta película protagonizada por Samuel L. Jackson, por el mismísimo Chris Rock y otros más. Con ellos, con el director y con parte del elenco, vamos a platicar acerca de esta nueva película. Arrancamos con el close-up a Espiral.
This package just came in.
Get everybody out of here.
You're back again, right?
I'm back. I'm here 14 years later.
Hey, how are you, Chris?
Pretty good.
How do you feel with this? With this, I don't know if it's a responsibility to have the weight of all the fan base that have been with this kind of movies around this time.
You know, when you jump on something that's pre-established, it's a lot of pressure because you don't want to be the person that destroyed Saw. You know what I mean? You don't want to be like, it was going good till Chris Rock got there. So we tried to make sure we made something that had enough for the fans of the Saw franchise, but also enough stuff in it for people that would never see a Saw movie, that, you know, would bring them in also.
Hello, Detective Banks. Do you know where your officers are?
How can you be fresh in this movie? Because we have seen, it's supposed that we have seen everything now after 9 movies. So what's the challenge to make this?
I mean, I think that, you know, the challenge is you want to deliver to the fan base of Saw. You want to have the fans, you know, feel like they've been heard, what they like, but you also want to give them something completely new. And I think that by bringing in someone like Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson, which is a whole different, it's a whole different caliber that the Saw films have never had. And by letting, you know, that levity that Chris Rock brings early in the movie, which we've never done in a Saw franchise before. Saw is usually deadly serious. Now we have Chris Rock allowed to kind of be unleashed a little bit early in the movie. And to me as a fan, I just think that's awesome.
You can't do this alone.
Whoever did this has another motive, something personal.
Max, can you tell me more about your character in this movie? Because there's no the way that we used to watch this kind of movie, that everything is gore or horror. This has more thriller, more thing with the cops. Can you tell me more about it?
Yeah, I mean, I play William Shank, who's a detective in training, and he gets partnered with Zeke Banks, played by Chris Rock, who's this very streetwise, cool cop. And William is not a cool cop. He's pretty inexperienced, and they have to solve this pretty grisly investigation. And it's a real kind of nod back to the great kind of buddy cop movies, I think, you know. Has a lot of influence from a lot of different kinds of films, as well as, like, obviously feeling very much like a Saw movie.
Whoever did this has another motive. They're targeting cops.
And watching you in this kind of movie, it's gonna be new for a lot of people, because everybody loves you, at least in Mexico and Latin America in general. Everybody loves you because you're comedy, but now you have this new style of acting that we are going to watch you. How do you feel? Did you chasing it, or how does it happen?
I don't know. I mean, I was watching some of the Saw movies, and I thought, these are great, but they don't have any humor in them. And I was like, I wonder how it would feel if one of the cops was a kind of, you know, a little funny. Not too funny, but funny, you know, like Eddie Murphy type thing, you know? And I brought it up to the producers, and they really liked the idea. So here we are.
Yeah, and but because you are not just an actor, you are a producer of the movie. So what kind of job did you make behind the scenes?
What kind of, I mean, I guess the concept of the movie was kind of my idea. Some of the script elements, just to get it to a place that allowed it to be scary, but also allowed me a chance to do what people want to see me do. You know what I mean? So I get lots of room to be funny and also, you know, act dramatically.
both are very big stars, Chris Rock and Samuel. So, they are very different between them. How was the experience directing them?
It was surreal, being fans of both of theirs, and then being, one of the architects of the Saw franchise, and being able to say things to them like, hey, could you do this? Like I one of my favorite characters in cinema history is Jules from Pulp Fiction. And here I am talking to this guy, and it's terrifying to me because like I idolized him. And so now I'm telling him what to do, which was crazy. And then, Chris Rock was even more surreal for me because he was a fan of Saw 2, 3, and 4. So here I am sitting at a table, literally with the greatest living comedian of our time, telling him, things, and he's talking to me about my movies, which is just crazy. But it was just an honor to work with him.
When was the last time you saw your father?
How was the relationship with Chris Rock? Because you are doing a kind of horror movie thriller, but you are with Chris Rock that I think it's very funny on set, right?
I had a whole respect and admiration for him for doing this new genre that he's not known for. He's known for comedy. He's known for being a funny guy. And so for him to take over a horror genre that so many people love and create a new chapter within this universe, because he was such a fan of it, gave me so much respect for the guy, because he doesn't have to do that. So, that leap of faith as an artist that he took to do this, I loved. And then getting to work opposite him. When you do the cut and we're done yelling at each other, there's a lot of laughs. And it's really, really fun. I just had a great time.
I need everyone on this case. It could be anywhere.
Yeah, but in this kind of movie, you need a very twisted imagination. And there's haters about the theme that you touch. What can you tell them?
I would tell them go see the movie, and you'll be pleasantly surprised, haters. Also, it's great that this movie is going to play in theaters, because it's been a while. It's going to be nice to go in the theater and have popcorn and be around strangers. I got my vaccine. I got 2 shots. They call me 2 Shots Rock. That's my nickname. So.
Jigsaw?
Wait, I thought the Jigsaw Killer was dead.
He is.
The first time that you watch the movie, what do you think? And then when they invite you to be part of the cast, what are in your mind?
The first time I saw the movie, I was like, what mind dreams up traps like this?
Yeah.
He must be crazy. Then I met him and I was like, oh, what a nice guy. What a sweetheart. Great guy. And then when I got invited to be a part of it, it was more about like, oh wait, this is a new chapter within this universe with Chris Rock, Samuel Jackson, Max Minghella, and I'm going to play the captain of the police. Yeah, I'm in. So it was an enthusiastic yes.
Nothing happier than the wife of a new detective.
Em's cool, man. She's different. You don't know my wife.
You can give a woman 600 Tuesdays. It ain't worth 3 Saturday nights.
You have the opportunity to make almost all your scenes with Chris Rock, and I think it's gonna be a very interesting thing because he's a funny guy, but you have to make very serious scenes.
Yeah, I don't think the scenes are that serious. I think the movie is pretty fun. It doesn't take itself too seriously. A couple of people have said that, like, oh, Chris is playing this really serious role. I guess he's pretty funny in the movie. It's a very dynamic character, and I think what's nice about the film is it's not just one thing. Life is not always serious or always funny or always sad. It's always, evolving and shifting, and I think that the movie, like all my favorite movies, it doesn't just have one tone to it, which is great.
He could be anyone. We're gonna tear this city apart. I'm a little spinning like a spiral.
This is your type of movie when you as a fan, with violence and gore? Or
I watch all types of movies. I'm a comedian, so I'm going to go to comedy first, but I like a good horror movie. I like a good action movie. Hey, Saw. Can't wait to see Saw. Can't wait to see Fast and Furious. Can't wait to see Black Widow. You know what I mean? So I just can't wait to get back to the theater.
hours, not days.
How can I catch this guy? If there's nobody on the force, I can bust!
How are the reading script? Because I think you need a very twisted imagination to make this happen, right? And I don't know what's the environment.
It's fun now. It's fun the movie's done. But when you're writing it, when you're on set, I don't know if fun is the word that I would use. The script there's a lot of nervousness. You're sending back drafts every day to producers, getting notes, rewriting, sending notes back. Then you're on set and you're nervous because you only have, 10 hours a day to shoot, but you need 20 hours a day to shoot this. So you're rushing and you're hoping you got it. The fun part is right now. The fun part is getting to talk to you about it and getting to watch fans' reactions and see the trailers coming out. That's the fun part. But it's to come up with the traps. You know what? Forget everything I just said. It actually is fun to think of creative ways to kill people. I take everything I just said back.
What do you got there?
Oh, it's just my wife, Emma. This is my son, Charlie.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Well, last.
Did you were fan of the saga before this? Before being part of this?
I was, but I also went back and I rewatched all the movies for context because I really wanted to make sure that they were fresh in my mind. I love Saw 2. That's the one that always stands out to me. I just love the twists in it. And Aaron Bousman, who directed Spiral, directed Saw 2, and he really kind of created the aesthetic of a Saw movie. And that's the thing that always stands out to me when I think of them, is that they have such a specific visual language to them.
Hello, Detective Banks. When was the last time you saw your father?
Gracias por habernos visto, gracias por haberle dado play a este video. Y dime por favor qué es lo que esperas de esta película. Y si ya la viste, dime qué opinas también. ¿Por qué no? Abajo en la cajita de comentarios debatimos juntos. Mientras tanto, vámonos que aquí espantan. Yo soy Alex Montiel, pásenla chido y nos vemos en el cine. Bye.